Hi, I'm Jason. My workshop is a wreck. I feel like I haven't slept right in a month and a half, but I have a new guitar and I love it. So we'll get to take a look at this thing really closely. I'll tell you what it's all made of. We'll look at all the parts and components, get to hear how it sounds and everything. But first I would like to thank Ben and Crimson Guitars, Matt and Chris at Texas Toast for coming up with this idea and hosting it, putting it all together. All of the other official entrants for making such incredible instruments. And of course, all of the other unofficial participants for really just being so encouraging to each other and making this what an incredibly awesome experience it was. So, let's have a look at this thing, see what it's made of. So for basic specs, we have a 27-inch scale, 8-string. It's a neck-through design with a hollow body. Woods are 5-piece sapele and flame maple in the neck, 5-piece sapele and flame maple on the back. It's a carved top made of 2 layers, flame maple and sapele. The headstock veneers match. And the fretboard is East Indian satinwood with sapele inlays and 2-ply maple and sapele binding. And underneath that, we have a 2-way steel adjustable truss rod and 2 titanium flanking rods. The thing weighs just about 8 pounds even and balances very well on a strap. On the lap, it's pretty comfortable. No forearm rub. No grinding on my ribs. Really feels nice, plays nice, and it's not really room-filling sound, but it has an acoustic presence, so if you don't want to plug it in, you'll still be able to hear what you're playing, and it will sound pretty sweet. So let's take a close-up look at the parts and close-up look at the grain and get an idea of what this thing's really made of. So here we have a really good view of the sound hole, which I've bound with flame maple, because it really helps set it off from the sapele of the neck and the back and accentuate the different layers. You can see how the pickups mount directly to the neck wood and how the bridge mounts both to the neck and to the top to help transfer string vibrations. And I carved a little chunk out of the neck there because I thought it would be neat to see the back side of the guitar and to help cut down on weight a little bit. Moving up the fretboard, we have 24 Jescar 47-104 stainless frets. The camera does no justice to the grain of the satin wood, but trust me, it's beautiful. A tusk nut, Grover Imperial tuners, and I've carved the number 5 in Sumerian cuneiform into the headstock to represent that this is my 5th instrument. Take another look on the way down. And now we'll take a look at the hardware. Sourcing parts for an 8-string is nowhere near as easy for a 6-string, so I ended up having to make the tailpiece out of 6061 aluminum. I used Dunlop flush mount strap locks as the way to anchor that to the body. I had to mill the bridge base plate as well. I wanted to use Babbitt's full contact hardware, but that's not available in 8-string either, so I took 2 6-string tunematic setups and milled the base plate and made 1 8-string out of them. The pickups are Lace Aluma X bars, which are really interesting construction, and they sound pretty cool too. I had never used these before, I really wasn't sure, but I am quite happy with the results. They sound great clean, they sound great, really heavily overdriven. They're just pretty cool pickups all around. The knobs are made out of sapele with aluminum bars. It's a Switchcraft 3-way switch, CTS pots with a push-pull on the tone, so you can get split sounds out of those Lace X bars. I had to make the jack plate because I forgot to order one. That's just aluminum as well, and it's a pure tone jack, which are really nice, very secure. And that's the rundown on the hardware. We can get a little close-up of the grain. This raindrop sapele is just gorgeous. Again, camera does it no justice, but it's really interesting looking stuff. Let's take a look at the backside. The backside is not quite as pretty as the front side, but the quilting on that center stripe is amazing. I oriented the grain of the neck woods on the rift so the landscaping would come out on the top and bottom, and I wasn't worried at all about neck stability because there's 2 titanium flanking rods, and the dimensions of this neck are ridiculously thin, so the grain really isn't going to play that much of a role in overall stability. Carved a volute into the back of the headstock, and the finish is acrylic lacquer, very thin. I didn't want it to add any weight, I didn't want it to take away from the texture of the wood, but I did want to protect it from moisture and the elements, so acrylic lacquer was the winner. Go through a couple real quick sound samples. Everything's recorded by me on this with a positive grid spark and an iPhone, so audio quality is limited, but I will upload better sound samples in the near future when I'm better equipped. So we'll start with some clean tones, bridge pickup, humbucker mode. And neck pickup. And some split sounds just for fun. Crunch, back in humbucker mode. And bridge pickup. Let's try some high gain. So it's got a pretty wide range of sounds, and I barely know how to play the thing. I'm so accustomed to 6-string, this is totally alien to me. So I'm going to give myself a few days to practice on it, learn some legit 8-string riffs, and make some better audio recordings. Like I said, I promise to upload better sound clips in the near future, but for now, I just wanted to show kind of what it can do. So that's pretty much the guitar in a nutshell. This was an amazing experience. Couldn't be more grateful to have been able to participate. I have more video footage to upload, build progress and whatnot, but I needed to get the entry video done first, so look forward to a few more upcoming, showing a little bit more details of the internals and the construction, and I will get better audio equipment, and I will upload better audio samples of this thing in the near future. So, thanks everyone who watched along and who took interest in this thing. It was a blast making, and I know it's going to be a blast to play. So, take care and enjoy the rest of the challenge.